Driving a car is usually a monotonous task, and much more when you drive through the usual places. There are many roads still unknown to many people, for which it is exciting to drive, especially because of the risk that means to travel them. Some of the most dangerous roads in the world are impassable. Here are some examples. Today we will check out 8 most dangerous roads in the world. Number 8. Zoji La, India. Zoji La is a high, unpaved mountain pass in Indian Kashmir that is so narrow in parts that a single car can struggle to fit through. Often noted as one of the world's most dangerous roads, extreme weather in the form of winds, storms, ice, and snow can make the road muddy and impassable, and it is often closed completely for up to 6 months of the year. Four-wheel drive is strongly recommended for anyone thinking of taking a trip along this section of Indian National Highway 1D between Srinagar and Leh, as it does not have any barriers. Number 7. Atlantic Ocean Road, Norway. Located on the Norwegian coast, the Atlantic Road is arguably one of the most scenic routes in the world, but it features as one of our dangerous roads because driving along it has been likened to teetering on the edge of the sea. Linking the towns of Kristiansand and Molde, it features 8 breathtaking bridges including Storsundet Bridge, which is so steep it can look more like a ramp or diving board than a crossing point. Other characteristics include serpentine twists and turns which can make drivers feel as though they are dipping and diving on a roller coaster. Last but not least, the weather in the area is also unpredictable, featuring sudden loss of visibility and temperature drops, as well as high winds. Number 6. Guoliang Tunnel, China. Carved by hand through a rocky mountain face by villagers from the virtually cut-off Guoliang and Henan province during the 1970s, this road ranks as one of the world's most dangerous roads because it is known as a stretch that does not tolerate any driving mistakes. A laser focus on the road ahead is required to navigate the tunnel, which is only 3.5 meters wide in places and barely allows for 2 cars to pass each other. Sheer drops, combined with no clear idea of how structurally sound the whole road is, are worsened by bad weather routinely shrouding the road in fog, and causing mudslides. Number 5. Tianmen Mountain Road, China. This serpentine pass in Tianmen Mountain National Forest Park ascends from 200 meters to 300 meters over a stretch of just 11 kilometers and includes no fewer than 99 hairpin bends, making it one of the most dangerous roads in China. The road has earned the nicknames Big Gate Road, Avenue Toward Heaven, and Heaven Lincoln Avenue as it leads to the Gateway to Heaven, a natural cave high in the Tianmen Mountain. The road has a steep climb which rises from 200 to 1,300 meters high and is regularly crossed by several tour buses that collect visitors at the foot of the mountain and drive them up to the top of the cave. The ride takes about 20 minutes, which is more than enough time for travelers to feel the excitement of the surrounding landscape, and let the unsettling fear of falling into the void properly sink in. But if you really want the best view to see the bottom of this mountain and take an original photograph from these mountain curves, you'll have to take the cable car that starts from the vicinity of Zhangjiajie railway station. This is the longest cable car in the world and is equipped to transport people in the high mountains, offering a full view at a height of 1,279 meters, along a length 5 miles. This winding road is particularly popular with cyclists, not only for its beautiful scenery, but also for the exciting feeling of challenge and adventure that one feels once they've conquered the mountaintop. Number 4. Col de la Bonette, France. This is a high mountain pass in the French Alps, near the border with Italy. It is situated within the Mercantre National Park on the border of the departments of Alpes-Maritimes and Alpes-de-Haute-Provence. The road over the col is the 7th highest paved road in the Alps. It is the highest road in Europe. The pass finishes at around 2,700 meters with an addition taking it to the full height, a recent addition that the French added to retain the title. The Col de la Bonette ascent is not as difficult as would be expected of the highest road in Europe. The road surface is very smooth and the scenery breathtaking. The pass has been featured in the Tour de France a few times. From Jazers, the ascent is 24 kilometers long, gaining 1.589 meters and with an average percentage of 6.6%. The maximum gradient is 11%. And from Saint-Étienne to Tigny, the ascent is 25.8 kilometers long. The elevation gain is 1.652 meters and the average percentage is 6.4%, hitting a 15% of maximum gradient through some of the ramps. Cycling markers are placed at every kilometer on both sides of the mountain road, indicating height, the distance from the start, and the distance to the summit. Number 3. The Island County Bridge, Washington. Deception Pass Bridge is the common name for two-lane bridges on Washington State Route 20 connecting Whidbey Island in Island County, to Fidalgo Island in Skagit County, in the U.S. state of Washington. It was a Washington State Highways project, and included project elements built by young workers from the Civilian Conservation Corps. Completion of the bridge was a factor in the decision to build Naval Air Station Whidbey Island and helped Oak Harbor flourish. The bridge is a commonly photographed landmark of the Puget Sound region. The Deception Pass Bridge is located in the U.S. state of Washington. It's a two-lane bridge linking Whidbey Island and Fidalgo in Deception Pass State Park. If the drive over this foggy strait in the Puget Sound isn't particularly scary to you, try walking over the narrow pedestrian lane at the edge of the bridge. Number 2. Le Passage du Gois, France. Now you see it, now you don't is how you can aptly describe this road, which appears quite normal, but miraculously disappears underwater twice a day. And there is no magic involved in its disappearance. Yes, such a road actually exists in France that gets completely submerged in water twice a day, while at other times it's perfectly fit to drive on. The name of this road is Passage du Gois and it connects Gulf of Bernf with the French island of Noyer-Moutier. The high tide, occurring twice a day, completely swallows this 2.58-mile-long road under 13 feet of seawater, making driving on it quite unpredictable. It becomes fit for use by vehicles only for a few hours. This road is not a recent creation but was constructed way back in the early 1700s. By 1840, regular horseback service plied on this dangerous road. It continues to be treacherous till date. Only recently, panels have been fixed on either side of the road to indicate whether it's safe to cross or not. In addition, there are towers that extend much above sea level, all along the road, allowing occupants of trapped vehicles to clamber up these towers and wait for the tide to ebb. Of course, their abandoned cars usually get interred in the watery grave. Number 1. Eshima Ohashi Bridge, Japan. Eshima Ohashi Bridge, also known as the roller coaster bridge, is one of the most peculiar bridges in the world. Located in Yatsukacho, Eshima, it is Japan's largest rigid-frame bridge and the world's third largest rigid-frame bridge. It's 1,700 meters, 1.1 miles, long and stands at a height of 44.7 meters, 147 feet, connecting the cities of Matsu and Sakaiminato. Although it appears to be quite steep in photographs, it is not as frightening and the inclination is more gradual than it looks. Do let us know in the comments which one of them you would like to visit. Thanks for watching.